Today, I want to share a story with you. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. It's a story about a woman named Amina. Maybe you know an Amina. Maybe her story will feel a little bit like your own. Amina was what some might call quietly struggling. She was a mother of two energetic boys, a wife, a daughter, and a part-time graphic designer. Her days were a mosaic of school runs, deadlines, meal prep, and trying to squeeze in a few moments of prayer before exhaustion claimed her. Lately, a feeling had settled in her heart, a subtle gray emptiness. She wasn't sad. Not exactly. She was just distant. Her prayers felt like whispers into a void, and the connection she once fiercely felt to her faith felt like a faint radio signal, full of static. One Thursday evening, after a particularly long day, she found a flyer tucked into her community mailbox. It was for a new weekly sisters circle at the local masjid, starting that night. The title was simple: Finding Baraka in the Busyness. Amina almost tossed it into the recycling. She was tired. The boys had homework. The house was a mess, but a small, persistent voice in her heart, a nudge from a place she thought had gone quiet, whispered, "Go." So, after Maghrib prayer, she told her husband, "I need to go out for an hour." He simply smiled and said, "Go, recharge." The masjid was warm and softly lit. The sisters' circle was held in a cozy side room, with comfortable cushions scattered on the floor. There were about 10 women there, young students, elderly grandmothers, working professionals like herself. They were led by Sister Fatima, a woman with kind eyes and a calm presence. They didn't dive into a complex theological discussion. Instead, Sister Fatima asked a simple question: what is one small mercy, one small baraka you experienced this week? The answers were humble, everyday things. One sister spoke of finding a perfect parking spot in the rain. Another shared how her toddler had unexpectedly hugged her after a tantrum. An elderly woman spoke of the sun feeling particularly warm on her face that morning. When it was Amina's turn, her throat felt tight. She hadn't prepared anything, but the words came out soft and honest. "My baraka," she said, "was the energy to read just one page of a storybook to my sons tonight. I was so tired I almost said no, but I did it, and for those 5 minutes everything felt peaceful." A wave of understanding nods moved through the circle. No one judged. No one was competing. They were just sharing their small human struggles and their small divine blessings. They drank tea, shared some dates, and talked about nothing and everything. They laughed. For the first time in weeks, Amina laughed from her belly, a genuine light feeling she had almost forgotten. As the circle ended, Sister Fatima handed each of them a small piece of paper. "A small reminder," she said. On it was a hadith: the believers in their mutual kindness, compassion, and sympathy are just like one body. When one of the limbs suffers, the whole body responds to it with wakefulness and fever. Bukhari and Muslim. Walking back to her car, the cold night air didn't feel harsh. It felt refreshing. The emptiness in her heart wasn't gone, but it was now filled with a new warmth. The warmth of shared experience, of understanding, of community. She got into her car and just sat for a moment in the quiet. She didn't turn on the radio. She simply whispered, "Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Allah." And this time, the whisper didn't feel like it was fading into a void. It felt like it was being heard. It felt like the first gentle drop of rain after a long drought. Connection was still there. It had always been there. She just needed her sisters to help her find the signal again. She drove home not with a solved life, but with a replenished spirit. She knew the busyness would still be there tomorrow, but now she also knew she wasn't navigating it alone. Maybe you felt like Amina. That feeling of being spiritually stretched thin, that loneliness even in a crowd. My dear sisters and brothers, this story is a reminder that our faith is not just a personal journey, it's a communal one. Our Ummah is our strength. Sometimes the greatest act of faith is to simply show up to the masjid, to a circle, to a friend's house, or a gathering, and allow yourself to be seen. Don't underestimate the power of a shared cup of tea, a listening ear, or a simple "I understand." What small act of community can you do this week? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. As always, Jazakumullahu khairan for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.